Hey everybody, Chad here. This is the Law of Attraction Secrets series. Today we're going to talk about don't give up, but of course we're going to relate don't give up to the Law of Attraction, to everything we've been talking about, how to be, do, and have whatever you want, how to achieve what you want. And we're talking about like one specific goal. We're not talking about 10 different goals, but one specific thing within this realm. Okay, and this is kind of a more of a personal experience video that I just had. I had this happen to me last night, and I wanted to share it with everybody because I think it's very unique, and it's a true feeling, and we all have feelings of giving up from time to time. Sometimes we do, and sometimes we hang in there. You know what I mean? And I think most of the time when we do give up, I think, I just talk about myself, I think most of the time I regret it. You know, I mean, I regret, like, whatever I gave up on, I regret doing it. When I would think back in my life, I regret that. Well, why didn't I hang in there a little bit longer? But anyway, with the Law of Attraction and what I've been doing, we've been talking about imagination. Okay, we've been talking a lot about intuition, following your intuition. Okay, stop asking people for advice all the time, because that kind of it doesn't really lower your intuition. It just basically puts more chatter out there, puts more chatter in your head. So it's hard for you to listen to yourself when you're asking too many people. We've been talking a lot about imagination, okay? Imagination is the key to the Law of Attraction. It's imagining what you want. It's putting yourself in that state of you already have it, okay? It's putting yourself in that state that your wish is already fulfilled. Your goal is already fulfilled. You're at the end result. So let me give you an example. Let's say you haven't seen your significant other for a couple months, and you're really waiting for them to come back because you really want to see them, you miss them, you love them. It could be a new relationship, where someone's asking that, hey, give me some time. I want to be with you, but give me some time. Maybe there's some, not really issues in there, but then you agree, hey, I'll give you some time. Now it could be related to that, or it could be just materialistic goals where you have your dream house, your dream car, a certain salary, certain job, certain career. So it can be anything in there, okay? It just depends upon what you're going after at this specific time, okay? So that's what I mean by imagination. Now, what happened to me last night is, I'm in Thailand, by the way. So what's kind of been great for me being in Thailand is I don't watch TV here. If I was at home, sometimes it's a habit to watch Netflix or watch movies, and then you get in a habit where you're watching it clear up until you're tired, and you're like, conk, you go to sleep. But here in Thailand, I don't watch TV at all, just because I don't understand. That's one. So I haven't watched TV at all for like 2 months since I've been here, besides like being on my phone, or I watch YouTube or something like that. But I haven't been doing it at night. So my nightly routine the last couple weeks have been on my specific goal I want, and that, and that's more related to a relationship. So I haven't seen her for a while, and I'm thinking of the end result. I'm thinking of, her being here, what it would feel like, her knocking on the door, me going and answering it, and you hug or you kiss, or you picture yourself your end result of them being here, okay? So that's been my nightly routine. So when I go to bed at night, okay, I will start, I'm giving you a long version of this before I get up to kind of what happened as far as don't give up. So hang with me here. So, with imagination, you'll get better at it. You have some nights that you seem like it, you're really into it, and other nights, sometimes you struggle. Sometimes, sometimes you might feel like you struggle to try to keep your mind focused, or your mind not to drift and think about other things. So with that, sometimes I'm starting with affirmations around my goal, and that would kind of get me kind of set in the mood, get me relaxed. Then I kind of start thinking of my goal, thinking of the end result, thinking of them being here. Okay, thinking of them knocking on the door, and I'm coming to opening it. You play through that imagination, and you put feeling and emotion to it. You try to play this like a kid, like a child. Because emotion will drive it. The better you get, the more you're kind of get into it. But anyway, that's what I did. I fell asleep, okay? Then I woke up, okay? And I woke up kind of in the middle of the night. I think I went to bed kind of early, so I think I woke up around midnight or 1. And for some reason, I just felt like anxious. And this thought came across me, dude, just give up, just throw in a towel. Like, this isn't working. And luckily, and I had this feeling for a good probably half hour, maybe an hour, and I was fighting it. I was like saying my affirmations and just kind of trying to get off the negative thinking cycle over to the positive. Then so that's what I did. So I eventually kind of went back to sleep, and I didn't do anything. I mean, sometimes in the past I've kind of, when I get like that, where it's like especially if it's a relationship type of thing, it's easy to kind of, you start thinking negative, you start thinking about giving up, and then you just it's so easy to communicate nowadays. It's so easy to get on the phone and be like, what, this isn't working out, blah blah blah, and let's just part ways. I mean, I'm tired of just waiting. But I didn't do that. I kind of restricted myself from doing that, because that could be a bad habit with me. Like, okay, enough's enough, boom. But anyway, I got up in the morning, like my usual routine, before I go upstairs and eat breakfast, took a shower, whatever. I did some affirmations in the morning when I woke up. Felt a lot better. But when I was upstairs eating breakfast, it just dawned on me, as I was thinking about, like, I wanted to give up, and it just dawned on me, almost like an intuition, like a voice that just told me, don't give up. Hang in there. Success is around the corner. Okay? And that's what I want to share with you guys, that hang in there. Success is around the corner. Okay? And this is my whole feeling I had from last night to this morning, is in my own experience talking to other people, in my own experience, over the last 20 years, being in the realm of successful thinking, talking to successful people, that when you have that feeling of giving up, most of the time, what that means is success is around the corner. You know what I mean? And my mind started kind of shifting when I thought about this, and it kind of motivated me, because it was like, what? When I have that feeling of giving up, it's really a sign of it's going to happen. It's really a sign that it's going to happen soon. Okay, it's really a sign that it's going to happen around the corner. Okay, it's close. It's close to you. Okay, what you're manifesting, what you want, is so close to you right now. That's why you have that feeling of giving up. Okay, which is so close to you. And then I started thinking that, what? I mean, that's really true, because when I would either read about successful people, talk about successful people, talk with successful people, if I said that right, that all of them, that's really, now we can, when I say successful people, we can measure success in different ways. Just because someone makes $1 million a year, is a multi-millionaire, that necessarily don't make them successful. Makes sense? Maybe money successful, but there's different layers of success. Okay, so we can kind of argue or debate back and forth what is success. But in this example right here, I'm going to use people that are very successful money-wise or business-wise. And, and I read a book one time, and it had, a lot of people will write books, and they will just have like, they just have like, story after story, story after story of successful people. But what dawned on me was, and I started thinking this morning, that, every successful person has kind of the same type of story, and and the story is like really related to the same one that happened to me last night, that success is around the corner. When you have that immense feeling of giving up, success is one day away. Success is, you take 2 more steps and you get what you want. They all have the same story. They all have the same story, that before their business exploded, they were just at the brink of just giving up. They had the immense feeling of just giving up, throwing in a towel, throw it all away and just do something else. But for whatever reason, they followed their intuition and they hung in there, and then it just took off. They got what they wanted. But and it amazed me, because I started thinking that, each successful person kind of has a story like that at some point in their life, where they just really wanted to give up, and they just fought through that feeling, and then right around the corner, they get their wish, they get their desire, they get their goal. And that's what just kind of came to me intuition wise this morning. Okay, it didn't come to me last night in the middle of the night. What came to me last night is just a worry and a fear, and just that it wasn't an intuition feeling last night. It was just that immense feeling of just giving up. I'm tired. Okay, because I've been thinking about it, been doing my exercises and stuff like that. But this morning, after I woke up, and I just had that intuitive thought, like, don't give up, hang in there. You're so close. Okay. Giving up is just like a warning sign, meaning how close you are to your goal. And that's why I wanted to share with you also. Like, when people give up, success is around the corner. So you never know how close you are. Okay, because sometimes we can't see it. Okay, we can't see it like a roadmap. Like, we can't see it like, okay, Chad's way over here, but if he took 2 more steps, he's gonna get what he wanted. He's gonna get his desired goal. We can't see that. But see, most of the time, and this is what was told to me by a mentor like a long time ago, John Chen. Like, most of the time, people give up right before they would get what they wanted. Right before they get what they wanted. And this is another successful coach, and that's what that's just kind of this overtook me this morning, where people give up right before they get what they want. They throw in a towel because they can't see it. They can't see how far they've come. They can't see how far they are right before. And for some reason, I don't know why it works this way. For some reason, when you have that immense feeling of giving up, it's almost always right before it happens. Like, right before. So that's what I want to share with you guys. Hang in there. Don't give up. This is kind of how I'm looking at, when I feel like giving up, this is how I look at it now. It's just a sign for me to hang in. It's a positive sign, because if I'm having that feeling of giving up, that means I'm close. That means I'm really close. So use it as a motivator, but don't let it trick you up, thinking, oh, and you give into it. But you give into it, then you're not going to get what you want. Okay, you're not going to get what you desire. Okay, use it as use it as a motivator to hang in there. Use it as a motivator to think, like, what? When I'm having this feeling of giving up, that means I'm face to face. I'm face to face with what I want. Okay, I'm so close to it. I just need to step over it. Okay, I need to push through it. And that's what I can tell you. And it's hard, sometimes it's hard to do, but sometimes you just, we get impatient. We just want to make it happen. But anyway, my friends, hang in there. Don't give up. And I'll see you in the next video.